And I want to echo the thanks that everyone is giving to the team. It's been a really good experience. But I want to start by fessing up to feeling a bit of a fraud. It should be Rahana here collecting this. She was, until very recently, our EDI lead. She's got another bloody job. So she's no longer with us. So perhaps I created the conditions for us to do this work, but Ree did the work, connecting the organisation and getting us moving. So I want to give her a big shout out and say this is for her, really. So a bit about what we did. It felt really important to me to fess up to being part of the problem before we started trying to get better. When George Floyd was murdered, we were silent on social media. And I was intentionally silent on social media because I was getting fed up with lots of platitudes and no action. But I learned from what was quite difficult feedback that silence is deafening. And actually we needed action and support. So we went through quite a painful learning process. I did, faced a bit of my shame and privilege. And it felt like we needed to fess up to not being active enough, not being anti-racist enough in the years, the 30 years that Gov Allen and Platform have been around. So our journey started by launching a statement where we acknowledged our part in the problem and the structural barriers that exist within our organisation. That was followed by an action plan that detailed what we were going to do about it and making our commitment to being an anti-racist organisation. And I remember sitting in this office with you, Suze, as one of the brilliant people that we worked with on that action plan, because we were acutely conscious that we're a predominantly white organisation looking in on itself, developing our anti-racist action plan. So one of the first things we did was get connected and get talking to people. And thank you, Suze, for that meeting, because it meant a lot. It was during lockdown, wasn't it?
Yes,
the only two people in this great big building.
Yeah, Kelly, didn't we?
Yeah. So we developed an action plan and we set a strategic milestone. The strategic milestone was to be visibly more diverse at board and senior leadership level in the organisation. And to achieve the Diverse Cymru accreditation for cultural competency. I am joined by our new chair, Abonga Bassi, who I think I saw online. This is hello, Ubi. The journey has started. We had a targeted board recruitment exercise and we appointed a new chair, Ubi, who is a superstar and holds me and the organisation to account. But we're not there yet. I spent yesterday and the day before with all of our leaders in the organisation and it was a white room. So I'm very clear, and Chris, you talked about this being a journey. It's great to win this award, the Bronze Award, but we are at the beginning of a much longer journey. And it's really important to me that everything we do is meaningful and it isn't a tick box. So we've started our journey of being more diverse at the top. We are becoming more diverse elsewhere, but it's not going to be sustainable and it's not going to be meaningful and it's not going to lead to moving those structural barriers out of the way until we've got a more diverse leadership in the organisation. So the beginning of that journey. Our action plan was structured around getting educated, getting organised, getting connected and getting out there. So we wanted to get educated because we didn't want to jump to action too quickly. We wanted the whole organisation to understand why. So one of the things we did was have Abu Bakr, who many of you will know, delivering Black history education to the whole of the organisation. So not let's just jump straight to unconscious bias. Let's learn about our history and let's learn about Black history in Wales. I think over 80% of the organisation have undergone that training now. We've run allyship programmes and then we've engaged in the wider training around what diversity really means, unconscious bias and what it means in the workplace. Getting organised, we've got our data sorted. We weren't consistently collecting data across the organisation. We've started to use that data. We've started to run targeted recruitment campaigns. We started to structure our work, and it was really nice to hear you not talking that you're not interested in policies and procedures, because neither am I. I'm interested in what's really happening. And we've been much more active externally on our website and in our social media and internally around our commitment to diversity in its broadest sense. And one of the things that really is magic to me when I talk to our staff is that we applied for the job because of what you said. We read your statement and we trusted you. So, you know, I think the depth and the meaning of the work we're trying to do is really, really important. Getting connected, we're not experts, so Diverse Cymru, type out, gentle, radical, really being active about making relationships with organisations that we didn't have relationships with before. and using their expertise. I don't want to jump into someone else's space and become an expert. I want to collaborate and work with people. What was the last one? Very good at action plans. Organised, getting out there. Getting out there. There is worlds to change. You know, we talk, Platform is a mental health and social change organisation, so it's not just about us, it's about Wales and it's about beyond. So being part of the Wales Alliance for Mental Health, being more active in our lobbying, we've got a public affairs capacity in the organisation. We respond to consultations, we bang the drum as much as we can. But there's more to do in all of those areas. We haven't changed enough yet. We are at the beginning of our journey. So doing more with data, doing more with education, being more active in our lobbying are all things we need to do. We need to change the face of the organisation. We haven't got a diverse enough leadership and governance structure in place at the moment, and there will be. And the final point was, I can't remember. I think I got overexcited.
It's not like you.
It's not, is it? No, I can't remember it, but I'll stop there. Thank you very much.